I was thinking before I start, let me share some kind of interesting stories to at least give you a wake-up call. The first story I would like to share, which has a relation with data, you will be surprised. What is the relation? I'm going to talk about our Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And if I'm talking about him, so let me speak in Urdu and later I will change my language. You must be aware that Qaid-e-Azam ko, before we made Pakistan, he was a patient, a third-degree patient of TB, right? And this was kept as a secret with his doctor. And no matter the doctor was Hindu. He said, please, I know and you know that I'm going to die in maximum in 1 to 2 years. That's it. But if you are going to reveal this secret, my whole campaign actually will go in a corner. Because I am the firefighter. The Angrez is only afraid of me, and if they come to know about this secret, they will never allow. And it happened, and thanks to that Hindu also, he kept that secret, and Alhamdulillah, we have Pakistan in our hand. But think about the disaster if it was not 1946 or 1947. If it was today, where all healthcare systems, they are connected with online services, hackers, they love, without having any ethics, they love to go and hack healthcare system, including patient data. And if that secret was rather than in 1947, if it was put in 2021, it was just a matter of minutes to get such secret, especially for VIP people like Qaid-e-Azam. So sometime what I want to say, the digital transformation or these type of things, actually, rather than having digital transformations, manual transformations and manual work turned into a blessings, right? So that time it was blessing for us not to have, the patient data on healthcare. Second example, right now we're all enjoying cricket, right? So in cricket, I met one interesting guy, and this guy, actually he was giving assurance to a lot of people, kind of mafia, who were very much interested to make money for cricket batting, satte ke liye. So he was claiming that I can tell you on this upcoming ball whether there will be a chakka or there will be a chokka. And of course, people say, okay, if it is true, I will make 100,000 rupees, 1 million rupees, this type of batting. These type of shartein, right? And you know what was behind this? And how he was able to give this type of accurate data? What he realized, what my friend just mentioned, a kind of by default latency in the satellite communication. So whatever we watch, it comes to us, no matter it is live, but actually there is a latency of 2 to 3 seconds. And this guy actually, he starts sitting directly in the stadium of Dubai. And he introduced a mobile app, and from his mobile app, all of his customers, he was telling them the upcoming ball because he was watching them directly that this is going to be a chakka or chokka 3 seconds before, right? So no matter the investment was like, maybe he was charging 1 million rupees to give this mobile app, but actually those people were making millions. Anyhow, it is a bad story. And that guy finally was caught by police through FI. But I'm telling you, that look at the smartness of people that using this data, they were able to make them actually to create money and give confirmation to people for their own business. Third thing, or third example, if you would like to know, usually we are very excited to launch services. Data should be given to certain peoples. Sometime before, PITB was very, very emotional to launch mobile app maybe on weekly basis. Great initiative, digital transformation, no doubt about that. But one thing which they were missing was security. So take one example. They made one application called mobile app for police. And this mobile app, it was just a matter of putting CNIC number. And if you just go and put CNIC number, it can tell you whether this guy is having any FIR register ever in his whole life, how many cars actually he's owning, what type of home, banks, account details, all they were put part of that single mobile app. This mobile app data, of course, is very critical, supposed to be in the hand of only police people. What was the catch? Security breach perspective. While people were making this application live online and meeting deadlines and launching on time, they forgot one thing, that the account which is supposed to access this critical application, it should not allow a simple security control. Simultaneous access should not be allowed. So basically what happened, they forgot this simple control. But just because of this, if this application is with one Thanedar, he ended up sharing with thousands of people in Pakistan, charging, let's say, small amount. And all they were checking this and abusing this, of course, because it was a serious breach. Knowing CNIC is not a big deal in Pakistan, but knowing all such stuff, amazing and very critical data. What was the breach behind this? A small security control. So the message is that yes, be excited for transformation, but never ever forget security behind this. Okay? Last but not the least, one example is, gone are those days whenever we want to fight with our enemies. So we used to send bullets, bombs, both starting from B, right? Now it is a time to send, rather than sending bullets or bombs, you send bit and bytes. Malicious bit and bytes, malicious payload. And through that, actually, you can go and compromise the data 10,000 kilometers away, sitting in some peaceful island. You can take the revenge and you can paralyze the whole country. So it's the age of cyber war, where the data, yes, is being used for industrial purpose, for commercial purpose, but state actors, state-sponsored attacks, right now they're also happening using such data in a malicious way to overcome their enemy. So good, interesting story. Now, if you allow me, I will turn into my actual presentation. Maybe you thought it is end of my presentation. But don't worry, I respect your time, so I will go quickly. Okay. I will not repeat some of the area which my friends, they have already declared or they have shared with you. But this is a known statement that information is the oil of 21st century, and analytics, it is the engine, the combustion engine. And I again take real life example. It's like you have a body, but body is nothing without a soul, right? We are all dead, useless. So no matter you have these big engines available for data analytics, you'll have to fuel them with the help of data, and then they can give you the output. So keeping this in mind, 1 billion terabyte is equivalent of 1 zettabyte. And in 2025, similar to Big Bang, the Big Bang, similar to Big Bang, analysts, they are expecting that in 2025, there will be an explosion, data perspective explosion. And this explosion actually is like, it's totally gonna be out of control explosion. They don't know what exactly is gonna happen. And let's see the response from the world. But then in 2035, it will be more than 2,000 zettabyte. Very, very interesting situation and also alarming. Look at this a full journey, Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3, and we are talking about predictive analysis at the age of Web 3. And in Web 3, there is a new concept of contact lens, data contact lens, transparent contact lens having connection directly with the YouTube, with Google's. So a time is coming very soon where students, they don't need to actually cheat having something physically. So they will be wearing the transparent contact lens, and they will be smart contact lens, and they will be actually, with your blinking of eyes, they will be getting answer for all of their queries, and they will be answering. So if I will be standing and you ask some question, it's not a matter of actually checking my capability. I will be simply, calling Google to help me without your knowledge, and I will look very, very intelligent guy. So that is the peak of, height. Okay, many companies, they have taken this slogan of digital transformation. Great idea, great slogan. But one thing that we usually forget is security. So during the digital transformation journey, you will find there are zigzag, and during the zigzag, the journey is not straightforward. And during the zigzag, you ended up having security breaches, security incident, data is disclosed, company reputational damage happen, and suddenly, top management says, what the hell is going on? Better you go and stop this digital transformation, and we are happy as we were before. So it's very, very critical that during digital transformation, you go and take security in parallel. This is very important. Usually people, they become excited, they transform, and then they realize, okay, I think now we should think about security. So in good companies, both CISO and CIO, they should work in parallel for digital transformation. Otherwise, it is too late. Okay. So as my friend told you, luckily or unluckily, I have been to 3 different industries. So I was the CISO of Telenor, I was the CISO of Bankelfala, now I'm the CISO of Angro. So basically manufacturing, telco, and also financial industry. So I have served them, and I have seen their critical data security requirement. I will include also healthcare as an example in the upcoming slide. So for a financial sector, all you are aware of that, the credit card is their crown jewel, right? So crown jewel, it varies from company to company. So for example, if you're in a bank, it is credit card, and all of the focus should be to go and secure this, including customer data. And if it is in wrong hand, of course, you ended up having big headlines. So 2 years back, I remember I was in Barcelona attending the master data credit card seminar. They were discussing that they have made a kind of data lake for all possible credit card information, where they are watching all of your trends, all of your spending habits. So they know where do you travel and what is your maximum capacity to spend at one time. And based on these trends, they have put a lot of threshold values, and they trigger, similar to Security Operations Center, they trigger this to the fraud management system to go and take action. So sometimes they immediately block your credit card, or they actually pick up phone at the global level in addition to banking, the local banking services. And in this way, globally, because if their credit card is hacked, it's not only a local bank bad reputation, at the end it is also Master or Visa card reputation. So they have introduced that layer also to take care and capture this type of abnormal behavior. And if it is health sector, why it becomes very, very critical, unfortunately in Pakistan, there is no concept of securing healthcare data. There is no respect, sorry to say this, and there is no proper regulations. Because if it is US or America, they have something called HIPAA, which is very much taken seriously. But in the health sector, here especially in Pakistan, critical data is there, And imagine if there is an attack, it can even cause a human life loss. Why? Because if someone has registered his blood group, for example, my blood group is AB plus, and God forbid if I go through some emergency, you know, they will simply follow my CNIC and say that this guy is having AB plus, and they will try to inject, right? But if it is happening with the help of their online solution and I'm already registered in that particular hospital, they will, rather than following CNSC, they will follow, okay, he's AB plus. And if that data is manipulated, imagine if some hackers, they have manipulated the integrity of that blood group, you will ended up actually having wrong injection of that blood group, and actually it can lead towards your human loss, right? Life loss. So this COVID also has given us a lot of messages where we thought the hackers at least they will be having a human heart and they will not touch the COVID related actually factories who are making a vaccination. But this data was badly compromised. They were actually compromised many times, isn't it? So don't expect any kind of sympathy from threat actors that they will not, because for them, imagine the company like Abbott or the company like Pfizer, they believe that if they are making billions of dollars, why not some share for us, right? So then they can give them a kind of ransomware attack, or they can give them a threat of manipulating their data. So expect this type of cyber threats against such a serious industry. Telecom sector, I used to work also for this, and in this area, the privacy is the most important thing. With my experience, I have seen if this data is leaked, which is mostly your CDR, customer data record, if it is leaked, then actually it ended up creating divorces between the couples. Imagine if you are saying that you are not in Movenpick, but you are in PC Hotel, and your CDR, if your wife is going to check, it declare, no, you were in some other hotel. So that is a kind of mistrust. This is a very, very critical data. And it is being sold on the network, by the way, if the telecom operator is hacked. There are a lot of third parties. There are customer care peoples, very, very low paid staff. So they can share this and look at the consequences. I'm talking about divorce. I'm talking about your area of circle, because whoever called you and wherever you call, that shows your circle of influence. If that is known to me and I'm from an intelligence agency, and out of that circle, if I find one bad guy, immediately I will start thinking maybe Mr. Akhtar is also part of that gang. So this is a very, very serious data, and it should not be in wrong hands, and actually it can go and provide a lot of clues, right? Manufacturing or FMCG area, usually we believe that chemical plant, food plants, right, or the agricultural plants, they don't need any type of security. But to be honest, they deserve more security than a typical IT security. The reasoning is, in case of financial industry compromise, maximum you will lose what? Credit card, right? In case of CDR in telco sector, you will lose your privacy. But in this case, actually, there is a chance that the hackers, they can take the control of your plant. So your data plant is very, very critical for hackers to go and manipulate. And if that is manipulated, and it happened in RasGas in 2018 in RasGas, the hackers, they took the control of their security system. Imagine the security system which is supposed to tell you that it is time to shut down your pressure. Your boiler, you know, is going beyond required temperature. If that is manipulated, then your boiler can behave like a bomb. And ultimately, God forbid, it can cause human life loss, right? Look at this type of consequences. So, privacy perspective, This is the list of well-known applications in front of you, and you can see what they are actually checking against you. I will not go into detail, but let me fight for these companies. Why? Because these companies, they are not asking even single penny from you to offer these services. You know, there is no free cup of tea. So how come billion-dollar companies, these are trillion, billion dollars companies, from where they can make their revenue? Very simple answer, our data. So this data, of course, is being shared among different companies to do their own analysis. Then, to be honest, we should not blame them that why they are breaching our privacy. Either we should have our own private mobile app, or we should rely on this, and then this privacy word, practically speaking, then we should remove from our dictionary, right? Unless we go and become self-sufficient in this area. 2, 3 last slides. What are the most of the challenges in data sharing? This is the list of all obvious gaps which are happening, whether it is financial industry, manufacturing industry, or telco. They are repeating these type of security gaps during their digital transformation, their mobile app, their web app, their different applications. They are having this type of challenges, I will say. Take example of trustworthiness of devices. The device which you are going to use, that's the kind of tab. What is the assurance the device is only doing what for that, you have purchased? Maybe it is meant for something else. Let me give you example. In India, some time before, there was a campaign of giving a smartphone at the cost of $10. Everyone was excited. Great, smartphone in $10. And it came from China. So it was spread widely in India. And later on, India realized that smartphone actually was having a hard-coded spyware in the chip. So it was monitoring all of their, the poor citizen. They were monitoring their behavior for some analysis. So what I want to say, if something is very cheap, there is always catch, always challenge that. And second thing is, you'll have to challenge all these elements. As one of the speakers from Microsoft said, you need to start living in assume breach scenario. What is assume breach scenario? You assume that, God forbid, there is an attack in this building. Then your reaction will be totally different, isn't it? You will not go, maybe if you will open that door, you will, before opening, you will start checking, right? If there is some intruder or not. Same thing, if you receive a phishing email or someone giving you email from outside, you should actually look with the suspicious eyes. Why me, who's being actually asked for a job offer letter? Why not others? And so on. So start following this kind of best practice in your life. And against all these challenges, this is the list of control. Of course, in the favor of time, I will not go into detail, but you'll have to follow this. And then you can give assurance of a secure mobile app, no matter you are actually meeting digital transformation targets. And one of the good example, yesterday we celebrated at Angro one application called Sahar. It is a dealer management system. It's a mobile app, and this mobile app actually in a very short time period, we have processed more than 100 Arab rupiah, which is more than Daraz and any other, similar payment mobile app available in Pakistan. Even at the global level, the 100 Arab rupiah in a very short time being processed through this mobile app Sahar, it's a big achievement. But once they were launching, we went through all this mechanism from security perspective. And thanks to transformation team, they take us seriously. So the lesson learners learn is, whenever you try to go and launch some services, some critical services, Don't be very emotional just to meet deadline. Always take your security with you and then do it. Okay. And these are the similar recommendations. So in the favor of time, I'm gonna finish here. Thank you so much. And thanks to Akbar and SCAP Talks for having this interesting discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mehzad Sahab. Very informative discussion around the security element of data. And this is what happens when you have somebody who has experience across multiple industries. They're able to get the most important aspects out of their experience and then share it with all of us, and so that it also helps us in the decision making process.